Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate your support on the channel. So I've managed to get a bit more light today. I think the batteries were on the way out yesterday for the external light, which tells me I am going to need a load of batteries because when I film, I'm only filming for half an hour. So because of the new lighting that I've got, because it's got like 49 small LEDs on it, it's probably just a really powerful light and it takes up a lot of battery life. So I have got some rechargeable ones, which are the ones that are in the light at the moment, so I can just recharge them, thankfully, otherwise it would cost a fortune in batteries. Right, so what we're going to do today again is play with this Natasha Denona Glam Palette. It's day 4, look 4. And like I said yesterday, I've got a feeling I want to use this one today. So it's the outer eyelid. So before we go into that palette though, we're going to do what we normally do, which is just use the Too Faced White Chocolate shade from the chocolate bar. And we'll do that now. We'll zoom in. It's amazing how this Too Faced chocolate bar still smells of chocolate. I must have had it at this point for like 4 or 5 years at least. Well, maybe about 3 or 4 years because I didn't get it when it was first released, and I didn't start getting into makeup till about 5 years ago properly, and that's when I got the Too Faced chocolate bar. So yeah, I mean, I haven't used it a lot in recent years, so that's why I put it into a project pan last year. And I'm doing quite well with it this year, especially the white chocolate shade and also the salted caramel shades coming along nicely. So I'm looking forward to showing you an update at the end of this month. Right, so what we're going to do now is go in with this Natasha Denona Glam Palette. We're going to see what shades we want to use as a crease. I think I want to use this brush. Just going to clean it off. So this one is Real Techniques base eyeshadow brush. The problem I've got is I've used all the matte eyeshadows. You do only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes and 10 shimmers. So I have used all the mattes. So now it's just a case of what matte I want to use. I think I want to go in with Blend. I really like this one for the crease, even though this like darker, more cool toned one is for the crease, but I don't really pay attention to that. Got the sniffles again. I'm sure I've got an allergy because I just sneezed about 10 times in a row. So last night, Monday the 8th of March, the Meghan and Harry Oprah interview was broadcast. Wow, some real revelations on that show. It was 2 hours long. And to be honest, I thought more would have come out. I mean, enough was talked about in the show, but I feel like they could have talked about it even more. Like the fact that they talked about the baby's skin colour with someone in the family, but they didn't want to throw them under the bus. I respected them for that. But now everyone's guessing about who that person was. Harry said that he'll never ever discuss that, which is fair play to him. But now the Palace have come out. They've just made a statement as I'm filming this video, saying how upset they are about what's been said and how they want to deal with it as a family, and how Harry, Meghan and Archie will always be much loved members of that family. But So the palace have come out with this statement saying that they're sorry that this is how Meghan and Harry have felt, but surely they must have realised it. Harry and Meghan have both said yesterday in that interview that they went to speak to someone in the institution quite high up and asked for help. I mean, Meghan said that she was really suffering with her mental health and that she went and spoke to someone and they just didn't listen. She even went to HR, she said in the interview. I'm sure if you've all watched it you know what they said, but now that the palace has come out with a statement as well, it's getting kind of interesting. But they're saying that they need to deal with it as a family, which of course they do. I mean, you know, they are still a family at the end of the day, and they should be left to work things out. I mean, one of the saddest things is Harry and William. They've been through so much together, haven't they? And they're just not speaking at the moment. He's barely on speaking terms with his father, according to that interview, which is just a tragedy. So yeah, I hope they work things out. Anyway, I just wanted to briefly talk about that. I don't know anyone who wouldn't have watched it. I mean, you don't have to be into the royals to watch it. But yeah, I did think more would have come out than it did. I didn't think that, you know, in this day and age, they would have said something like that about the unborn baby's skin colour and the fact that it's not going to be having a title. Its title was stripped away before it was even born. I mean, come on, you know, we're in 2021, for goodness sake. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I mean, I don't know why they've done it. I mean, at the end of the day, Harry is still the Queen's grandson, just like William is. The only difference is William is going to be king one day, and Harry's like sixth in line to be king. But that shouldn't make a difference. His son should still be a prince, and they're having a girl now and she should be a princess. Their titles, it's not down to anyone to strip them away, it's their birthright. And that's basically what they said in the interview, isn't it? Oh, it just annoys me, guys. It's like my sister said, you'd think you'd know them. I just really like, I'm really into the royals. I didn't used to be into the royals when I was younger, but I'm really into it now and I absolutely adore the crown. I know it's like Harry said when he did that interview with James Corden, it's based loosely on the truth, but it is based on something. I mean, they got the facts from somewhere. So yeah, I love it. In fact, I've just bought my mum the Crown season 3 for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is on Sunday, so she'll be looking forward to watching that. She's got the other 2 seasons, I bought them as well. And then season 4 will come out. And I've heard season 5 isn't coming out or till 2022. I mean, I'd have to watch season 4 again by the time season 5 comes out. I'm a little bit disappointed with that. Is that because of the disease that I won't mention? I wonder. Again, it's patchy there. I don't know why this left eye does that. So yeah, what are your thoughts on last night's interview? Let me know. Obviously, I didn't want to go too deep into it in case you guys have not watched it yet. By the time this video goes up, it's going to be at least another week away. You will have watched it if you wanted to. let's get that sponge and right, so now I'm going to go into the chocolate bar again for the left eye. I was getting sidetracked with the talking about the Meghan and Harry interview, and I didn't tell you that when I did the right eye. Okay, I think I'm going to put a deeper shade. I think I might put that lash line shade. No, we'll put the smoke shade on the outer vein, and then we'll put the lash line on the lash line. So we'll follow it a little bit today. I'm just using this Cargo Magic Eye Brush, going in with a smoke shade. I'm just going to tap it. Still haven't got any allergy tablets. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't think it's hay fever at this point. I don't normally get it this early on in the year, but it's something, and I do need to get some allergy tablets for it, I think. Right, so now I'm going to go in with this beautiful shade here, the outer eyelid shade. Look at that. Ooh, that's pretty. Have I not zoomed in? That's stunning. So this palette is absolutely stunning, guys. I've used it 4 times now. Well, I've actually used it a little bit more than that in other looks. I used it once for a colour challenge that I do with the ladies. It's now a 8 colour challenge. It used to be, like when I joined, I think it was 5 colours. So I used it there, and then I used it once when I did a look for the channel. It's somewhere on the channel floating about. I'll see if I can find it and put it to this video somewhere. And then these 5 looks that I'm doing. So there's only one more look tomorrow, and then we can shop our stash for the upcoming eyeshadow palettes for the next 2 weeks. And I do want to put some green in because of obviously St. Patrick's Day. I'd really like to do a St. Patrick's Day eye look. I don't have too many green eyeshadow palettes though, so I don't know what I'm going to do there, but yeah, we'll figure that out. Right, so in a corner, we're gonna, sorry about the sniffling, we're gonna use in this one here. Okay, let's pop some of that on. I'm just going to put it on with this smoky eye brush. This is a good brush because it really gets into the corner of the eye. I think I'm going to spritz the brush. Okay, that looks good. And then on the lash line, I'm not going to use this. Normally I would use that. But I have more control with the accent brush if I can find it. I'll use this one. I don't know where it is. So this one is the Urban Decay. I think it came in the Basics palette. So now we're going to go in with this shade here. Don't think I've ever used it for the lash line, which it does say lash line. I feel like I'm dying here. I feel like I've got a cold or something. It's not a cold though, I don't feel sick with it. Maybe I'm starting with a cold, I hope not. Oh, that looks nice. I think I'm gonna kind of like smudge it out with a smoky eyeshadow brush. I think that'll work for that. Yeah, we're definitely going smoky today on the eyes. It's like, who am I? I would never have done this look a year ago. I know I wouldn't have. I think I'm going to wear some red lipstick today. Really amp it up. I don't have to go out until a few hours and it should have come off at that point. Right, I'm just going to blend it out a little bit more because it wouldn't be me if I didn't do some last minute blending. Right, and I need to get this brush because there's fallout here. Right, so now oh no I don't. I was just going to say I just need to grab a lippy. But we need to tie line and put mascara on. I'm jumping like 3 steps ahead. We're going to go in with the Essence I Heart Extreme, the one that I always use until I have to declutter it. I need to start writing dates down when I buy things because I can't remember when I bought this. I'm sure I'm on the 3rd month, 2nd or 3rd month of using it now. Still okay though. God, my lips are so chapped and dry. Right, I do want to put a red lipstick on, but it might not be a good idea to put a matte one on. I'll go and see what I've got in my lipstick tray. I know there's a Charlotte Tilbury So Marilyn in there. It might be better to use that. Right, so I've got 2 red lipsticks that were in the lipstick edit. Well, this one was just kind of on the vanity. It's to be tested a little bit more. So it's Colourpop's Creeper. Now this is a matte. Normally I would reach for this, but they're just really dry. So I feel like using this one is probably the better option. Look how tiny it is. Yeah, it's Charlotte Tilbury's So Marilyn. So yeah, I think we're just going to use that. Wow, look how glossy it is. Yeah, I think that looks really nice with the overall look. So guys, this concludes the look. So this was my chit chatty get ready with me, talking about the royals and then showing you the 4th look with the eyeshadow palette. So this is what we're looking like. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you actually think of the palette. So tomorrow is going to be day 5, look 5. So tomorrow I'm thinking of doing swatches on all the eyeshadows in the palette. So all 15 eyeshadows. I know you've seen what the eyeshadows look like on my eyes at this point. I don't know if you would have seen all like 10 shimmers though. So I thought I would show you what they look like on the arm. You can see the swatches and then you can see for yourself if it's a palette that you would like to buy. At this point it's been out a while, hasn't it? I think it came out around October, November last year, just in time for Christmas. It's the only one of these midi palettes I've got, and it's probably the only one I'm going to get of the midi ones, to be honest. So I was talking to my mum yesterday and we got on to the Black Friday sales, and I told her about last year's Black Friday sale where I saw the Natasha Denona palette for like £70 on Look Fantastic, and she said, look Andrea, she said at the end of the day, if that's a palette that you want, don't cut your nose off to spite your face, get the palette. if it's at a lower price than you would normally pay for it. I mean, it's £111 originally, and I think it was £70 or thereabouts. So if it comes on the site again at that price, I will definitely for sure pick it up, because I've wanted that eyeshadow palette more than any other eyeshadow palette that's out there, but it is just so expensive. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I just can't justify spending £111 on an eyeshadow palette when there's other things that I need, not necessarily to do with makeup, just in general that I need, and haven't bought for myself yet. So yeah, I won't be spending £111 on it, but if it does go down to 70, especially around the Black Friday sale, my mum said that she'd buy it me for Christmas, so I'm just gonna let her do that, and I'm just gonna like cross my fingers and hope it doesn't come smashed like the Glam palette did. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking on the Natasha Denona palettes. The bronze palette does look good, don't get me wrong, but I have got so many bronze toned eyeshadows in other palettes in my collection, and I can't justify buying it for myself, so I'm not going to get that. There was that kind of like multi-chrome palette that she brought out, but it did only have a few multi-chrome shades in it. The rest looked like just mattes, and I'm not going to buy that either. It definitely is just the Natasha Denona Gold that I'm being drawn to. I have got the dupe for that by W7. That's pretty nice, so I know I'll use it. I've used that a few times. And the only other thing from Natasha Denona that I'm being drawn to is those chromiums. I've got Scarab. I wouldn't mind trying the Ultraviolet next. So they're kind of two things from Natasha Denona that are on my wish list. I've seen like the blushes and things like that. I'm not really drawn to them. I'm not drawn to her lipsticks. I've got far too many lipsticks in my collection. I'm never ever going to go through them. I could just keep all my higher end ones and I probably wouldn't go through them in a lifetime. The ones that are on the rotating spinner, and just get rid of all the other lipsticks that are in my collection, the drugstore ones, but I do really like some of the drugstore ones, so I'm not going to do that either. I probably will do another lipstick declutter at some point, like I'll do an eyeshadow declutter at some point as well. I want to do that around spring, summertime, just get some of the eyeshadow palettes out of my collection, pass them on to my niece, I know she'll like them. And other than that, guys, I will see you in my next one. If you've not subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, become part of the fam, and click the notifications bell. Please like, it really does help out the channel. Please share and comment, and I will see you again soon. Bye guys.